Today I want to do a quick video to talk about an issue I see a lot with traders. And a lot of people reach out saying that they have issues with their psychology, their mindset, they're not disciplined enough, or they take trades and they feel uncomfortable and they want to close it down and they always take profits faster than they should. And it's a very big issue because people don't know how to get out of it. They don't know what they can do to fix it. And I'm here to talk about a very simple solution for all those problems of mindset. Usually I see with people who get uncomfortable when they hold trades and they cannot really kind of keep these trades open, or they have issues with like sticking to the rules. It usually always comes down to they're risking too much on that trade. Whenever you put too much risk on a trade, you know you're going to lose a big chunk of your account if you lose that trade, or you're going beyond your risk tolerance. You just risk too much for what you're comfortable risking on a trade. That usually leads to you making bad decisions. And it's actually very simple to fix. Either you reduce your risk on a trade or you close down the trade, because it's not going to lead to a good outcome. If you hold trades where you have too much risk on them, you cannot stick to your plan, you cannot stick to your rules, you cannot think logically and rationally, and that leads to just a bad outcome overall. The only goal in trading should be to trade a plan that's already written down, it's already prepared for a specific trade, and risk only the amount that we're willing to lose on a trade. I'm sure you've heard that saying before, you should only risk capital that you can afford to lose, and that is kind of true, but kind of not true at the same time. We don't want to lose all the money on trading because we just trade with that capital. Like, we don't want to blow up our all account entirely for sure. We can lose some amount of money, but not all of it. But your risk per trade should be a reflection of how much capital you're willing to lose. Just based on probabilities, any trade can be a loser. So if you put more risk on the trade because you think it's going to win, that trade could still lose. Then when you're in a place where that trade is starting to lose money, or you're in a loss for a certain time, you'll start to close that trade faster. You'll want to close it when it goes back to break even. All those decisions only because you risk too much in that trade, and you want to be able to feel comfortable again by closing the trade. This is kind of like the way I go about my trading. If I ever make a mistake on a trade, let's say I put the wrong entry, the wrong size, I was waiting for a setup but I entered earlier than I should have, and then the setup turns back against me, I just don't think about it. I just close the trade and then I move on. A lot of people are kind of trying to hold trades, waiting for them to get back to break even. They want to see a profit before they close the trade. And all those things, if you made a mistake on your trade or if you risk too much, all those things are kind of pointless. All those things of waiting for break even or waiting for a profit are just you gambling. We're not in this business to be gamblers, we're in this business to be traders. And our first job should be to trade a plan we've written down beforehand and just execute that plan and follow it. If you want to make changes to your take profits, if you want to make changes to your stop loss, you want to adjust your size or how much you risk on certain trades, you can do that, but not while you're in the trade. You do it afterward, after a month has gone by, after you go back and review your journal, after you go back and look at your stats. Then you can make decisions on if it makes sense to still risk that amount, if it makes sense to still take profit a certain way, if your targets are still good or maybe they're too far, too close, then you can adjust that, but only based on long-term data, not based on the outcome of one trade, not based on if a trade is a loser, and not based on if you feel comfortable or uncomfortable holding a trade. I know this is a very short video here, and I'll give you some resources to learn more about the mindset part of trading, the psychology behind it. But first, the key point here is if you have trades that you feel uncomfortable holding, it's usually because you risk too much. And these trades should be either reduced in size right away or closed out right now. Don't hold them for break even, don't try to kind of keep them open, don't try to change your target, change your stop loss. These things are all irrelevant if you trade with too much size and if you're trying to gamble as opposed to trade like a real trader. If you want to know more about the mindset part of trading, I've got an awesome video here for you that will talk about discipline, risk management, how to really deal with your losses, how to recover from them. It's an interview I've done with the psychologist. I'll also link some interviews here I've done with psychologists that can help you with your own trading. You can learn from them. They have awesome advice here for you in these videos that you can watch. And I'll catch you back here in the next video pretty soon. Ciao.